Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Spears and Steinberg podcast. Right here with Spears.
How y'all feel out there?
What time is it? Game time.
Why he get the whole of gun? Because I already got it, mother. Oh, Steve.
What do you think about that?
It's all right.
Mookie's all right?
Mookie's always working.
I like it because it was a little bit of a homage to one of the greatest hood movies ever, Juice, with Omar Epps and Tupac. Yo, why he got to hold the gun? Because I already got it, motherfucker. One of Tupac's greatest performances ever, as far as I'm concerned. So, thank you for that, Mookie.
That was the first, though, right? That's the first movie.
What do you mean?
For Tupac.
What is it? It was his very first. I think so. Yeah. Before we dive into these emails, you want to discuss our time apart?
Yeah, let's do that.
What'd you do?
I told you I stayed in Hoboken, and we went to New York. But I stayed with my boys. My boys came in for 7 days. Went to New York. Went all over Hoboken. Went to Jersey City. Went to Chinatown. Went to Greenwich Village. Went to Little Italy. Just hung out. Did a bunch of stuff with them.
Right. Okay. I was in Arlington, Texas.
Yeah.
And I brought my man, big shout out to Gerard Guillory, comedian Gerard Guillory, who was my very first regular opener when I got back out on the road. And then, of course, after him came Neri, and then after him came Andy. I had a blast with this nigga, man, because we both drink, we both smoke, we both chase skirts, and boy, I haven't seen Gerard in over 10 years. He's a funny motherfucker, yo.
Dude,
that nigga's dope.
10 years?
Yeah, man.
Oh, that had to be cool, though.
Yeah, man, and I mean, this dude, his fucking, I could kind of recall a little bit that he did crowd work, but I think he really stepped his game up. His crowd work skills are fucking ridiculous.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was a beast, man. I had a great time. And I gotta say, man, this motherfucker did one joke that was so goddamn funny. He basically is talking about how, life is hard and there's so many pressures on people to try to do the right thing. And because of all the stress that life brings us, people snap, man. And he tells his story where he's like, yo, I'm at a gas station and there's a domestic abuse situation going on. And I mean, this dude is beating the shit out of his wife. I mean, he's just punching his wife in the face, so much so that it got uncomfortable. People were looking around. Everybody kind of felt like we should do something. Are we going to do something? And I was always kind of taught to believe to mind your fucking business. But I'm also from the South. And, I grew up with a certain mindset about how men should be gentlemen. So I tried to ignore it, but it just kept getting worse. And this dude kept punching his wife in the stomach and in the face. And finally, I couldn't take no more. I took my hat and my glasses off, put my shit down. I jumped right in the middle of that shit. And I'll never do that shit again because them two dudes beat the fuck out of me. And what was great about it was prior to the punchline, again, certain topics, abortion, race, domestic abuse, rape, those are all hot button issues. So you were feeling, where the fuck is he going with this? But when he hit that punchline and said, them two dudes beat the fuck out of me, it addressed the elephant in the room, this heavy weight of, oh my God, he's talking about a man beating a woman and this is going to be funny? Oh, dude. Oh.
Dude, you guys must have killed it because you also added a show on Saturday.
Yeah, we did. Unlike all the other times, not like Arlington was ever a bad club, but I always said between Arlington versus Addison, to me, I'll take Addison every day of the week, twice on Sunday. Just the energy, it's more diverse. Arlington is more of the black club. But one, it was more diverse than I'd ever seen it. And two, the energy was better than it ever been. So I don't know what cosmic stars were in the universe, but this one was a little different.
That's awesome.
Yeah. And I did Godfrey's podcast again.
Yeah.
And he was actually in Addison the same weekend I was in Arlington. So we both were in Texas at the same time, and I did his podcast, and that was fun. Yeah, man, I can't wait till we get him on ours.
Yeah, I'm really looking forward to that because I really liked a little bit of time that I've hung out with Godfrey by myself. I mean, I really had a good time with him. He's a cool dude. But you brought up something because a lot of people hit me up telling me about they saw you in the podcast and tell Aries this and tell Aries that.
On Godfrey's?
Yeah. Hey, guys, listen to you guys. Listen to this. I appreciate every one of you. I really do. I appreciate everyone who listens to the podcast, and I appreciate people who want to write in. But if you want me to give messages to Aries, yeah, nah. You have Aries email Aries. They're sending me pictures. Show Aries this picture. Send Aries the picture on his email. You have his email. I can't remember everyone's. Some of them are going to get lost, is what I'm saying. I'm not going to. You guys know me. I don't remember shit, and you want me to transfer your messages over to Aries.
My email is ariesspears45@hotmail.
They have it. That's why they send in. That's how they send in the emails. So
yeah,
send them over to Aries. I mean, I'm happy to. I'm not mad at you for sending it to me. I'm just telling you, you're not going to get them all to Aries if you do that because I haven't seen Aries for a week, and when I see Aries, I'm going to have 100 messages that he's going to, and we're not going to go through 100 messages. So.
Okay, first email. This is from definitely a black person. Tyquez Shade.
What if it's just a really like. It's someone from the Middle East that just wanted to rock a fucking name. Nah, yo, this nah.
Tyquez Sanchez. Nah, yo, this is from the heart to the ghetto. Ty from 410 again. What's up, A&A? Love the podcast and the discussions you have on them. A few things though. I hear y'all talk about hood movies a lot, but rarely do I hear you talk about Menace to Society, Set It Off, or Blue Hill Avenue. Have you all seen these movies? I consider them hidden gems. If you haven't watched them, I think they're highly recommended. Now, the other part of my email is if the world wasn't so moist now, and the producers of Mad TV came to you and said, Aries, we are rebooting Mad TV, and we want you to pick the lineup on who will be on the show. Who would you pick, dead or alive? And my last question is if Mad TV and SNL had a sketch off, who is on your roster?
That's a good question.
Yeah, it's also a thought-provoking one. I'd have to give this some serious thought. That's all I have for this email. Thanks for the daily laughs. P.S. Those questions can be for you and Andy. Yeah, dude, you got to give me some time to think about that because, instinctively, I want to reel off all the big names, Murray, Chase, Murphy, Farley, all the big names, Gilda Radner. But at the same time, I don't want to make a mistake and forget some people who might not have been as high profile, but were still worthy of being on the roster. And as far as Mad TV goes, it would be everybody that I came in with, also with Keegan-Michael Key. Because, again, Keegan was such a strong presence, Nicole Parker. I just think they came in at a weird time.
What about Brian Callen? Would you pull Brian Callen back?
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'd even love to, for Artie Lang, because,
what about Pablo? Because you and Pablo could go back and forth with.
Nah. I don't know about Pablo. Yeah. I think Frank Caliendo covers all of that.
Okay. So if you had to do a sketch off, like you're saying though, and you could pick one person from SNL and one person from Mad TV, the three of you, who would you pick?
So like a versus, like 3 from Mad versus 3 from SNL?
No, you get 3, and you're going to go up against all the rest of the cast, both sides. But you get 3, one from SNL, one from Mad TV. So it's you 3. So it's going to be you 3 against both crews.
Oh, so it could be a person from Mad and a person from SNL on my side
your team
to go off on both shows.
Yeah, they have to. Both shows are going to come at you. You got to be able to beat them with one and one.
Oh shit! Eddie Murphy, me, and Will Sasso.
Yeah, that's your crew.
Yeah.
Eddie, because you love Eddie, and Will Sasso because he's your dude. He's your dude over there. Yeah, okay.
Yeah. I almost feel like, again, you got to put a woman in there, though, if you're really going to do. Oh, God.
Okay, you can have one more. You can have a +1.
Damn. See, now it's a toss-up between Deborah and Mo. And both of them motherfuckers was dope.
There you go. Well,
that's a tough one, man.
you know, it's such a crew because when you break down Matt and SNL, if you could mix them, you could really, it would be phenomenal, especially the years when you were there, because Mad TV could have used you guys. SNL could have used you guys on SNL because they didn't have it.
Right.
It wasn't working back then.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
Dude, it's funny. I was reading some of the comments under after I did Gavri's podcast on YouTube. And I remember Gary Owen, when I did his podcast, said something to the extent of, people that don't like you, if they say negative shit, they never were going to like you anyway. So to expect them to say positive shit is unrealistic. Because it was this one dude who wrote, Spears and Steinberg podcast. All it is Race, Patrice O'Neal, Opie and Anthony, movies, and recycle. And I went, well, wait a minute. We talk about politics. We talk about shit in our personal lives. We talk about sports. We talk about pop culture. We talk about movies. We talk about food. We talk about sex. We talk about race. Patrice, comics. Like, motherfucker, yeah. And what's the problem? It's a buffet of shit.
Like you said.
Like you just didn't want to like us anyway, nigga.
Right. But like you said, people dislike people because they want to dislike them, like you just said. And they like weird. Right. And when they like people, why do they like people that they don't even know these people? They don't know you. They dislike you for what they don't know. And they like people for what they don't know.
Right.
It's not important. We can't worry about that anymore because it's just not important. People are going to do what they want to do, whether they've tried it or not. That's it.
Yeah. Rod Dollar. Yo, Aries, I'm emailing you to get some pointers or advice. I'm starting my comedy thing, but I want to do it right. I have great ideas for podcasts and other things, and I also do music. I just need a platform and an opportunity to be heard. Andy was the one who kind of ushered me into the podcast world. And of course, he had the equipment, so I let him do all the heavy lifting as far as that goes. But then when I realized we had to take it serious and not sound like shit when we're in two different states, then I had to do what I needed to do. So I guess the moral of the story is whatever you got to do. If you want a good podcast, you got to go out and buy good podcast equipment. Andy, what's this thing called? The Zoom?
Yeah, the Zoom H6 is the one we use. So
right, Zoom.
It's inexpensive, and you can there's a Zoom for podcasting now, which is set up a little bit more basic. That's only $200 plus mics.
And then stand up wise, put together what you think is 5 minutes of good, funny stuff. Go down to your local comedy club and get your ass on that open mic, man. Dive head first into the alcoholic water with cuts all over you.
But he said something in there that I'm going to have to, say something about. He said all he needs is a platform. That's all everybody needs is a platform. You got to create your platform. That's what the podcast can help you do. And then you got to go out and put in the work. It isn't about you just getting a platform. You got to go do the work.
Yeah. I wish you the best of luck, Rod. Holla and let us know what happened. T-Rel, Fat Tuesday, and Earthquake. Hey, A&A, I was watching the Fat Tuesday documentary, and I was shocked at the impact it made. To be in California during that time, it had to be awesome. There's one part that hurt the soul a little. Comedians were being asked if being on Fat Tuesday helped your career or helped you get projects. The majority said yeah and named the projects they were on. They asked Earthquake the question, and he gave a hell no. I know Dave Chappelle and Netflix has finally given Earthquake a reintroduction to the mainstream. I know he recently done guest spots here and there. Here's my question. Do you think Dave Chappelle producing Earthquake special is a good or bad thing? Having someone of Dave's status saying this guy deserves his shot and it's long overdue because of the controversy behind the closer special, would people not watch Earthquake special because Dave's name is on it? Sorry for the long-winded email. Long-time fan, first-time email. Absolutely. I think Dave, whatever Dave puts his name on, I think is going to draw attention. And the only people that are trying to cancel Dave are the people that, really don't understand comedy anyway. It's okay to not like somebody. That's subjective. But to cancel someone and stop a career and stop food on somebody's table, that's a whole nother thing. And I'm glad that Dave got behind Earthquake. Earthquake is one of the funniest motherfuckers in the game. Yeah. From hello to good night can destroy a room and keep that consistency and keep that momentum. There's a reason why he's called Earthquake. I just wish it had been longer. I didn't expect it to be 30 minutes.
He's also in Winning Time, the Lakers project that's on.
Who, Earthquake?
Yeah, it's on HBO Max.
What's he doing in there?
He was just on. It was just a little part that he had when he's at a barbecue. But he's there, and I haven't seen Earthquake in anything. So for him to show up up there, I got excited.
Yeah. I wish nothing but the best for Earthquake. Earthquake's a funny motherfucker. Oh my God.
Yeah, he's been due for a long time. I don't know why it wasn't there for him like that, because he is definitely, when we have these conversations in the comedy community, though, he's well known, especially in the black comedy community. He's well known. But it would be nice to see him get a mainstream shot.
Yeah, absolutely. And then before I exit that, you never know what else is going on with certain people. I'm not saying that there has to be anything going on with him, but you just don't know. Like, again, I've said this before. There are guys who are brilliant on stage, but don't necessarily make great actors. There are guys who, who do well on stage, but don't translate to television or film. So I'm not saying that's the case with Earthquake, but I don't know. That could be. I don't know. Chris Rock to me is a brilliant fucking comedian. Do I think he's the best actor? No. But, so that could play a part. But then again, I don't know. So who knows? Jones Terrence 19 at yahoo.com. New Batman movie was ass-tastic. Aries, nigga. And incidentally, I'm taking the red eye to Cincinnati Thursday. So our shows are Friday, Saturday. So I will be there technically early Friday morning. And I forgot the movie theater is literally across the street from the hotel. So I plan to see Batman Friday. All right.
Dude, I saw it a second time because I took True to see it.
Okay. Well, let me read this and then you can.
Okay.
Don't let Andy or Kush Groove dude lie to you. The new Batman movie is garbage. You've probably seen it by now, but I'm currently a couple minutes into episode 345 of the podcast and just wanted to send this email and warning you. Don't let them hype you up. Robert Pattinson is a horrible Batman and may be on par with Clooney for the worst Batman yet. Jeffrey Wright is a good actor, and we all know that, but he did not fit as Commissioner Gordon at all to me. Old girl that played Catwoman was weak too. The movie was too long and too damn boring, and anybody that would even mention this alongside The Dark Knight or Batman Begins needs to be smacked in the mouth. By the way, thanks for reading my email about Spider-Man No Way Home a few episodes ago. I appreciate it, and shout out to Toledo. I live in that shithole, LOL. So
he feels the same way about Toledo I feel about Tucson. Dude, I just want to know where I'm trying to convince you that it was a good movie. I haven't said anything to you, good or bad, about the movie. All I said is you got to see it. And I didn't give out any more information than that. There is interesting parts of the movie. There are some really good things about the movie. The city itself is really good in the movie.
The city itself?
The city itself.
You mean like visually, the look?
Yeah, the look. Like it feels like they made that transition from comic book to movie and made it feel like what it needs to feel like. So, but
okay.
we haven't talked about it yet, so it's gonna be interesting.
Well, I'll definitely see it this Friday. You know, as I'm talking to you, Andy, I have the TV on Fox Business. The stock market's up, brother.
Nicely too, right now.
Yeah, man.
I didn't move anything either. I stuck it out.
Right.
Actually, I dumped a few more dollars in.
Did you really?
Yeah.
Okay. Sorry, folks, for that Mortimer and Randolph talk.
$1.
$1. Michael Schultz, first time emailer. What's good, A&A? It's your boy Mike from Pittsburgh, a.k.a. Goonie Ben. A Goonie. I've been listening since day one. I'm doing talk to text, so I know there's going to be a $10 lot of money. This question basically goes to both you guys. I'm a white male, excuse me, who got brought up in a black household. Stepdad, who I called dad my whole life, is black. He has 3 kids prior to getting with my mother. Me and my mother are the only white people in the household. Got brought up in the projects. So the way I grew up is a lot different than your average white dude. With that being said, I was always attracted to black queens. I had 2 babies to a wonderful woman. Being in a biracial relationship with mixed children was rough. Fast forward until last week, my son is 16, my daughter is 5. At a basketball game, my son's school has an even amount of white dudes and an even amount of black dudes on a team. There was a dad. Yeah, I don't know about the $10 lot of money in terms of the words, but my nigga, punctuation, meet that motherfucker. Introduce yourself to Mr. Punctuation, nigga, because there are no brakes on these cars and the roads are paved with oil and there are no traffic lights. Jesus. Okay. There was a dad behind me who kept dropping the N-word and low-key talking shit about all the black kids on the team. I let the first N-word call go, but when he dropped the second one, the N.I. didn't even make it out of his mouth before I hit him with a Sylvester Stallone 3-piece. I posted the video on my Facebook of the situation, and now I'm getting blasted from both sides. White dudes are calling me the N-word lover, and why would I help the blacks? Then I got some black dudes telling me, this isn't your fight. I remained quiet for about 2 weeks. I just need to know your take and what I should do moving forward. I appreciate you guys. Your podcast is going to grow. Your comedy is unmatched. Feel free to reach out to me. And then he drops his phone number. Well, first off, I want to say to you, brother, thank you for respecting the culture. And thank you for respecting its people, meaning you're not using the fact that you grew up in the hood or you have black affiliations through bloodlines as a reason for you to say the N-word when you clearly know it's not your place to do so. That's first off. As far as the situation, white boys calling you N-word lover, well, we know who they are. We know how they feel. So fuck them. The toughest part for me is about the black guys saying this isn't your fight. I'm not sure I know where that's coming from because racism should be everybody's fight, especially white folks. Because when you understand what's right and wrong, and you understand the struggle, and you understand the history, and you understand what comes with that word and everything like that, then the more you fight that fight with us, the closer we are to the right kind of victory. So as frustrating as that may be to hear black people tell you that, stay in the fight, man. We need y'all in the fight. And anytime you're going to three-piece a motherfucker a la Sly for saying that shit, we know you on the right side of things. Hey, yo, don't ever let me hear you say that word again, you know? It's not good. Come on, Rock! Knock that bigot out!
Did he send you the link?
No.
Oh, I'd like to see the video. Dude,
Yeah.
I understand. I don't understand that he has kids from, he has kids, right?
Biracial.
Yeah, biracial kids, right?
Yeah.
So that was at his kids too. If that guy's yelling it about the kids on
Yeah.
So anybody who thinks that it's not his fight.
But even if he didn't have biracial kids.
Yeah, but he did. So I'm not even saying, I'm not even, I understand what
I know,
your
but when
point
you
is.
put the emphasis on, but he did, like that's a factor. That shouldn't be a factor.
No, but what it is, and here's what I mean by it. For someone to say it's not his fight, okay, if that's the statement that person wanted to make to him, because if he didn't have kids, if he was just a white dude sitting on the bench, and so he gets into the fight, and the black dude wanted to make that point, it's not your fight, they can have that argument. But this is his fight. That's the point that I'm trying to make. This is his fight.
Well then I'll double down. It is his fight because he has biracial kids. But even if he didn't, it's still his fight because racism should be everybody's fight.
And I agree with you. But that's what I'm trying to say, though. I agree with what you're saying, but this guy has no place, because if that is his point, that a white dude has no skin in that game, his son is the reason he's upset. So he does have skin in the game.
Right.
So that guy's out no matter what his feelings are, personal feelings is what I'm trying to say. I don't understand where he could come with that. This guy, it has nothing to do with him. It does have something to do with him. It has something to do with every one of us, to your point, but this definitely has something to do with him.
Okay.
That was my only point.
All right. Yeah, man, keep fighting on, brother. We appreciate it. Appreciate the love. And keep three-piecing motherfuckers when they step out of pocket.
You know, seriously, if it hurts your feelings, then you're probably right. Then I think you're right. Besides that.
Dominique Davis, who would win? A and motherfucking in the A in the goddamn AM. PM if you're nasty. Look at that. That almost reminds me of that great line in The Sopranos when Tony tells Richie Appeal, I'm the motherfucking one that calls the motherfucking shots. All right. What's good, Unks? It is your Mississippi nephew, D. Easy. First and foremost, much love and respect to you guys. I salute you both for being dope ass individuals as well a dope ass team. Speaking of team, I thought of this concept. Both of you separately take your top 10 comedians of all time. Aries, you pick your top 10. Andy, you pick yours. Then correspond each said comedian with an NBA legend of all time. For example, before the rape, Bill Cosby was like Tim Duncan. He was a fundamentalist, and you can always count on him to bank the pill. Excuse me. I meant ball off the glass and score. Then place each comedian in the respective position on a starting five. These motherfuckers be giving us homework. Example with me saying Bill Cosby was like Tim Duncan. It would place him as either the power forward or center on the team. Ironically, in real life, he is now known for powering forward through the center. Ultimately, out of your individual picks, what team do you think would win in their conference and win in a 7-game series? Just a thought. Once again, much love and respect from your nephew down here in the South Peace. Yeah, dog, that's more than just a thought. That's a whole weekend worth of thought.
That's an episode.
Yeah. Might have to get back to you on that. I can tell you from the jump, just off the top of my head real quick. I would anoint Dave like the Michael Jordan of this shit. I would probably be Allen Iverson. I don't know that I'll ever win a championship, but the streets love me, and I am who I am. And of course, Andy would be Kyle Crover.
You don't think you're funny like Barkley or Shaq?
Well, Shaq was dominant though. Like he, 4 titles. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I see what you're saying.
You know what I mean? Yeah.
But Barkley's funny. Iverson isn't like funny.
I could see Barkley.
Yeah,
I could see Barkley.
because
I was just with Allen. I was going more for the street value.
yeah, I got that. But because he threw comedic in there, I was like, you got a Barkley sense. Plus you could do Barkley.
Right. Okay, I can see that too.
Does Iverson have a voice that can be done?
He does, but I can't do it.
Okay, I was just curious.
He can't do it.
So even more so, you should be Barkley.
Okay, I'll take Barkley.
I would have to think about that. I'd probably say Pryor, and then one of those dudes who got in trouble for doing cocaine on the Suns back in the 70s.
Who?
The whole team got in trouble for doing cocaine. They broke up the team.
In Phoenix?
Yeah.
Damn, I didn't even know the Suns were in the 70s.
Dude,
they go that far back?
Suns came in the same time as the Bucks did. I think it's
really?
Yeah, 69.
Holy shit, I didn't know that.
Yeah, they came in the same time. They lost they lost the coin flip. There was to see who got the first pick, and the winner got Kareem at the time, Lou Alcindor.
Right. Okay. Joshua Pillow, the challenge. Hello, Aries and Andy. First off, I love the show. Keep on doing what you do, and I hope everything is going well. Now let's get down to the business. Aries, while your Clydesdale is fine, I have at least 5 thoroughbreds who could possibly put her to shame or at least rival her beauty. Now, before I finish, Joshua, please, dog, you gotta send me these pictures, man. I know who one of these chicks are out of the 5 that you're naming, but I may even have to spell these bitches' names because first one is Raviloso, Ravieloso. And I'm assuming these girls are available on Instagram.
I just like how you said it, available on.
Yeah. Jayla Page is number 2. Jayla Paige. Now, this one I've seen before. What? You're looking it up?
I looked at Braveloso.
Is she dope?
Yeah.
Clydesdale?
Your style, too.
Oh, look at. Ooh. Take pictures, screenshot it, and send it to me.
Yeah, I'll send you. Oh, yeah. Here, I'll send you.
Because I'm in Instagram jail, so I need to beat off with these pictures tacked to my prison wall.
I'm sending you this one right now so you can see.
Okay, this one, Zmeena, is a first name, Orr. Yo, this broad right here, Zamina Orr, she's out of Miami. Man, that motherfucking, yo, her cakes, yo. Matter of fact, we went back and forth. She's a money grabber, though. I was trying to kick it with her when I got to Miami, but she was all about that dough.
What is Z what?
Hold on. Oh, Jesus. I just got the picture. Oh, Jesus.
Not right? That's you.
Oh, my God. Nigga, that's not your style? You couldn't do that?
I wasn't against it. I'm saying that's you. That's so nice.
Oh.
But that's your style right there.
She is, oh, dude.
Look at that face.
She a little Gabrielle Union-ish.
Thicker, though.
Yes. Oh, her whole ass looks like a jar of honey.
That's why I said that was you. That's you. That's all you right there.
Wow. Okay. Yeah, this black chick. Zmeena. Orr. Zmeena. I can tell you right now, Andy, you wouldn't, not at all. And it ain't like she got the dimples or the dents in the thighs and ass. Her ass is smooth as fresh open yogurt, but it's just black big. Number 4 is She's a Drug. Shezadrug. I got to think that's on purpose, that's pronounced like that. She's a drug. Like, yo, she's a drug. And the last one is Juliette Michelle, a.k.a. Bijou Mom. Got to have a snow bunny in the crew. Okay? Now that I've got that bit of business out the way, I want to address you about your squeamishness, Aries. Come on, dude. You are too grown to be letting a bit of fake blood take you out, bro. You let a little blood deny you the pleasure of watching one of the best comedy films in the last 10 to 20 years. If Tropic Thunder isn't, tell me a comedy movie that was better. The scenes you describe are like the only gory parts of the film. The rest of the film isn't gory at all. You leaving a lot of good films on the table just because of some red corn syrup mixture, which surprises me because you're a big mob movie guy, and I'm pretty sure those movies get bloody. There's a difference between bloody and gory, and they don't really get Quentin Tarantino, Django bloody. They get bloody within reason. All right, let me finish reading. Also, Andy, come on, man. Help Aries get over his squeamishness. Have him watch Two Girls, One Cup or something. I'm never watching that. I'm telling you now, I'm never watching that.
Have you ever seen any of it? Just even a clip of it? Just a quick clip?
Once I knew what it was and I saw the reactions of people watching, nah. That part of me is too niggerish. That's Detroit in me. Right? I might as well have a long, dirty pinky nail. If he won't watch Two Girls, One Cup, I got a list of films with some blood in it that are good. The Raid 2, The Night Comes for Us, The Evil Dead, Ready or Not, The Suicide Squad 2. I saw Suicide Squad 2. That was okay, but then it got too weird. The first 3 are martial arts films, 2 are horror films, and the last is a comic book movie. You can do it, Aries. Don't puss out. I believe in you. You know, if truly those are the only 2 moments in Tropic Thunder, and I've obviously seen them now, then I'll try to fast forward past that and watch it. But I'm telling you right now, if something else comes up, I'm done.
Dude, when you watched, what's the first Quentin Tarantino movie? The one with the ear. Did that bother you?
No.
Because it's quick. It's just that little earpiece and you don't see anything.
You couldn't see it.
Yeah.
But then, listen, I guess if a motherfucker is bleeding out, there would be that much blood. But I kind of feel like, I forget the actor's name that played the guy who was the cop in Reservoir Dogs.
Yeah, when he's laying on
when he's laying on the concrete. I'm just going, come on. Like, I just feel like Quentin has to do it. He just has to do it. Go ahead.
No, it's his aesthetic. He likes the gore.
Yeah, and I mean, last night, as I was getting ready to watch the Lakers versus the Cavs, I was channel flipping, and Pulp Fiction was on. And there's the scene where John Travolta goes to Eric Stoltz's house to go get the drugs. And Eric basically tells him, am I a nigger? Because, only niggers don't know the difference between good shit and bad. And I'm like, that's again one of those moments where I'm going, why did that have to happen? Why did he have to put that in there? You couldn't make that same point about good drugs versus bad drugs without going to that.
I've had this question, and then, some Samuel L. Jackson defends Quentin Tarantino's writing.
Of course, because he's hiring him.
I've asked why, because if I'm watching a movie and it feels authentic, and what I mean is if it felt like in the flow of the movie, the script, the character stayed in that, like there is no denying that in Django, Leonardo DiCaprio, everything that he said, I don't know how many times he said it, but it didn't make a difference because it flew within the rhythm.
And it's a slave movie.
But it flew within the rhythm and everything. There's moments where these other things, I don't feel it. It feels like the rhythm is right, like the cadence is right, like the character is right. I think it gets overdone in some of Quentin's movies.
I think he likes to be that guy that when you go, Quentin Tarantino, ooh. Like he's the ooh guy. He says nigga, and he shows a lot of blood, and he's violent.
There isn't an edge to it. Some people think it's edgy. It's not edgy to be used like that. I that's just me. But I personally, like I said, I have a we all have a history with this, especially in this country. So I'm going to leave it at that because I don't know how to make this in my head work anymore. So, I understand, and there's people that think that it's quality writing or that it's done well. Like you said, some people work with him. If it flows, I get it. If it doesn't, it's just in there, just as it's extra sauce to say you're edgy. That's what I think.
Yeah, and that's exactly what I think it is. It comes off to me like extra sauce to show you're edgy. Ooh,
I agree with you on that 100% on that way. But there's other movies where it's used and he's writing it, and then I don't feel that it's that way because, like I said, it felt right for the part, for the character, for what it was trying to accomplish.
Right,
but not very often.
From my boy Ran Foots. What up, Aries and Andy? It's Ran Foots. I was compelled to write this email in response to a fellow emailer. Emailer spoke on the differences between Jackie Chan and Jet Li. Well, young man, there is no comparison. Jackie has the better movies. He has the better action scenes, no wires, and the reason why he's comedic in a sense is because he was inspired by Buster Keaton. Jet is okay, but never better than Jackie. This man performs his own stunts. Even in The Foreigner, he was doing some shit. I watched both of these guys' martial arts movies are my forte. Jet Li could never be Jackie Chan. Shout to, you almost made it. You almost made it, Ran. But you wrote shout to Kolsch and Shamor. But dude was sounding crazy to me. Yeah, $10 a lot of Kia, nigga.
Jet Li, though, is a different.
Yes.
It's different. It's not. Yes. I don't think you compare them in the same. They're not the same thing at all. Even though they're both martial arts,
right? It's
completely different.
One is martial arts, and the other is martial arts diet. I think Jackie's the more iconic between the two, and if that means because he's had bigger success, mainstream success. I think that's what that's about. Even though Jet Li to me feels more like those mom and pop shops or those eateries that are a hole in the wall where only the locals within the city know that this spot is the spot to go to. Jackie feels corporate, like a chain. And there's nothing wrong with that, but he just feels like, he's more...
Jackie started the whole thing with the comedy, infusing a little lightness in those movies, and doing his own stunts. Like I didn't know it was Buster Keaton that was the one that inspired him, but his stunts are intricate. How he does everything.
I don't even know who is Buster Keaton.
He's like Charlie Chaplin at the same time talking when there were no talkies, the silent films.
Was it Asian guy or white guy?
White dude. He did the famous one with the clock. He was the clock thing was Buster Keaton.
Oh, okay. Yeah. And listen, man, like I said, my brother's a diehard martial arts dude. Has been since the days of, I think that was the 80s when you would, I forget what channel it was, but every Saturday would show martial arts movies and record them. He's so hardcore with it. And I know a lot of Jet Li's movies are either dubbed or come with subtitles. I could never be that hardcore into that. I prefer Jackie. I prefer a little more mainstream. I prefer a little bit more lighthearted. Because, I can't do the subtitles, man. And I can't do the dubs. That's just too hardcore for me.
I can get you into the subtitles.
Nah, son.
No,
I don't like reading.
I got a way to do it, though.
How?
So, on Netflix, my girl a lot of times will put the subtitles on just because sometimes she turns it down while she's working and then she kind of just keeps up with it and will read real quick. But once I started watching movies with the subtitles on, because it'll just be there, I just started getting used to reading it while it's hearing it. And so when a movie comes on now that's subtitles, I'm just so used to it that it doesn't fuck with me the same way it did before. Now it's really easy.
Do you know what I don't like? I don't like seeing something else on the screen other than what the movie is. If that's a distraction to me. And two, Movies are a chance to relax. How you relax and read at the same time?
I'm a very relaxed reader.
All right.
It just helped me. I can watch them now. I couldn't before. I got used to having the subtitles on the screen. It just became natural.
Right. All right. This is from Rodney Hearn 2. Huge fan talking about the documentary. Aries, I felt like you. What happened?
Just documentary. It was funny.
God damn it! It's fucking.
There's certain things we do that make me laugh even after I've heard it 100 times.
Right.
So,
Aries, I felt like you pretty much on point. I believe Cosby has done these things, but like R. Kelly, they brought up where it didn't count, so to speak. Like they knew Bill Cosby have done these things and covered it up because the dude was making TV ratings go nowhere but up and was selling comedy records like hotcakes at a BBW convention. It wasn't until he was heading towards buying NBC that they chose. Will you guys stop that? Stop it. I don't believe there is any fucking conspiracy correlation between him wanting to buy what they never were going to sell and them going, we got to take him down because of it. If they don't want to sell it, they don't sell it. It ain't like he can do something to make them go, uh-oh, Bill Cosby's going to force us to sell it even though we don't want to. If they don't want to sell it, it's not being sold. Stop with that stupid fucking conspiracy. It makes no sense. All right. NBC, they chose to expose him at 80 years old. Even the R. Kelly thing, we saw it go down. The time it was going, it got addressed. There was evidence. He got off, and some of us cheered like as if the black community won a court system Olympic medal when the dude was clearly guilty. For whatever reason, a decade later, we're bringing it back. But if it was so serious and these women felt like they survived R. Kelly, then why stop at R. Kelly at this point? Why not interview the parents? R. Kelly peers who pretty much was around and let it slide. The conspiracy part for me comes into play as a question of why this celebrity at this moment, at this time, all of a sudden. P.S. Keep doing your thing. Hope to catch you in Ontario, Cali again, man. Listen, celebrity comes with power. It comes with influence. It comes with money, which can afford you ways to get out of shit, the best attorneys. So, and then, of course, some women may be apprehensive about coming forward because of the stigma, because of fear. You know what I mean? So there's a lot of different reasons for that, where I don't think that conspiracy is the first thing that should be on the menu.
There were women who came out, but because of the power, it didn't go anywhere. I'm not jumping on this bandwagon of like get Cosby because I don't like what they did, and I'm glad that it got reversed because that was legally the correct thing to have happen. But this has been around. People have known about it. To his point, though, I think with the power we're watching. It's not just Cosby. We're watching this turnover where you're not. The casting couch idea is really where this comes from, and I think that is what they're trying to expose all over the place. I don't know what it's going to accomplish when you're just going after people that aren't even participating in this business the same way anymore. So go get them, I guess.
Yeah. Yeah, brother. Yeah, I mean, I know people, particularly black people. I've never heard a white person say that. Black people want to keep going, yeah, it's because he was trying to buy NBC. Okay?
You never heard Dick Gregory's hour on it? Like he did a whole...
No.
Dick Gregory has this whole thing about it. Yeah, the conspiracy of the NBC thing.
And is he saying what black people are saying?
Yeah.
I have to hear that.
You can hear it, but to your point, that's the other thing. It didn't have to be sold. NBC didn't have to sell it. I mean, And if it would have been a great offer, if this is everything that it's supposed to be, maybe it would have been sold. But this isn't what it was. It isn't.
And like I said, if there was any controversy to be had in the way of the conspiracy, okay, maybe they may not have wanted to sell it to him because they understood the power of television and the influence that he could have in terms of representing Black people and our culture a certain way, in a positive way. So if you want to look at it that way, I guess, but at the end of the day, it still is not like there's anything that he could have done to force their hand. So if he could have done something to force their hand, then I could see them, we got to stop this. We got to bring up something or do something to taint his name or throw dirt on him so that this can't happen. They didn't need to do that because they didn't have to sell. They didn't have to sell it. They didn't want to sell it. And there's nothing that he could have done to force them to sell it. So that's why I'm saying I don't understand where people are making that connection.
Well, the timing is different, though, too, because the reason this blew up is because of social media and because of a comedian that did a joke that wasn't ready for an album or ready to be released. Someone recorded it and put it online. And this was much later than when Cosby was trying to buy NBC. So the two aren't really, they're not connected. This is I hate to say this, but it's almost an accident that it was exposed the way that it was. And because of social media, because it was online, because, instead of just the people who could cover it up had it, the people, the public had it. And so they're like, is this true? And then you go back and you can see that there was people had already claimed this. It was on Google. Anybody could have Googled it at that time. This is a much to do about Cosby, but it's not. Trying to make it about NBC, I think, is a little far-fetched because now we're looking for a way to straighten this out. I think it was the timing of social media, a comedian doing a joke, and someone illegally recording it. That's really all this is.
Right.
I mean, I don't mean to make it sound flippant, like it's not about the crimes that were committed as well. I mean, but him being exposed, this is what it is. It was very accidental.
Tony Ward, love the show. Hey, and I just realized that I sent it to a different email. Blah, 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 blah. All right, here it goes. A&A, I don't have it. Loyal listener, but this is my first time emailing, and I hope it makes the show. I started the podcast from episode 1, and I am slowly catching up, and I'm currently on episode 252, and I'm loving it. Who's a good boy? Who's a good boy? You're a good boy. You both discuss TV shows and movies, and I love all the same shows you guys love. But there is one show which I still consider to be my favorite show, which you guys have never brought up, at least not yet. The show is 24 with Kiefer Sutherland. When I tell you that is my show, man, that is my motherfucking show. And I had to be home Monday nights at 8 to make sure I didn't miss it. From the pilot to the mix of action and drama, it was a great show. Some seasons were better than others, but all in all, one of the best. I just wanted to know if you both have watched it and your take on that show. Hope all is well. Love your podcast. Thanks, Tony from LA. Tony, I swear, man, I got a long, dusty list of shows that I got to get to. This was also one of my brother's favorite shows. And he would binge watch it. I heard how good it is. And after meeting Keith Sutherland at Mr. Chow's one day, and he knew who I was, nicest man, one of the nicest people on the planet, it made me want to watch it even more. Kiss a little of my ass, and I'll watch it. But yeah, man, I this is definitely one I want to check out. I keep saying I'm going to get to it, and other things come up, but I'm going to get to it.
I've never seen it.
No. Any interest?
No, I am, because I think I've seen one episode, and it was cool. You know, the way it was filmed, because of the way they do it is cool. But whatever it was, whatever it was at that time, I never got into it. And then once I wanted to kind of watch it, I felt like I wasn't going to understand it, so I just never got into it.
Right.
But yeah, it's not anything I'm opposed to. I just have never got to it.
It's on the to-do list, brother. Shit. Just a bit outside. Cleveland.
Oh, you know, I didn't realize. Shit, now I'm going to forget his name. Who is that had beef with the with Eminem? The
Eminem.
Other rapper, white dude.
Holy shit.
Kelly.
Machine Gun Kelly?
Machine Gun Kelly. He's from Cleveland.
Is he?
And he gets very mad. I saw this when people diss Cleveland. He gets very, very mad. I think that you're on his list now.
My ass cheeks are Eminem, nigga. So if he beefing with me, he beefing with the buttocks.
I don't even know why I saw this. I think my kid or something had it. He was watching this video, and it was him just on. I forgot what radio program he was on. He was talking, and it was just funny because I heard him say that about Cleveland. I go, oh, I think we're in trouble. He's going to come after us.
For my girl Shannon Moore, stop. My bladder is weak. Hey guys, I told Andy this last week already. Y'all crack me up sometimes so hard at my desk. I have a weak bladder and cannot pee my pants at work. Y'all stay safe. Shannon, if you were at your job and you decided to just piss on yourself and your boss was Bill Cosby, he'd probably call you into his office and go, Simon, the next time you feel your bladder is weak and you got to let it go. But then I want you to come into the office and I want you to take off your panties and your pants and I want you to stand on top of my desk and I'm going to put my mouth under your pee-stained clothing and I want you to rinse it out and let the driplets drip in the mouth, you see?
Dude, have you ever had anybody piss himself at your concert? At your show?
I've had a motherfucker be taken out on a stretcher.
That's right, you told me that.
Yeah. But no, never nobody ever pissed on themselves.
I think that would be the ultimate if you just had someone who just got up and they just had pissed themselves. That would be, to me, that would be the biggest compliment ever. That'd be standing ovation. That's better than a standing ovation.
The ultimate would be if a motherfucker died, nigga. Nigga died laughing.
But then it stops your show.
For a second, you mourn. And then you pick it back up, nigga.
Because we're going to be in Cincinnati this week when they're listening to this one, and isn't that the one that someone had some kind of problem and the ambulance came in and had to take someone out on a stretcher?
I'm not sure about that one.
I think that's there.
Really?
I think it was there. That's when I was on stage and I didn't know what was going on. I was making fun of it, trying to tell people.
Oh, I think you're right. The one dude, yes.
And I'm telling them they got to be quiet.
And he was very quiet.
That's so fucked up. I didn't know what was going on. I was just like, man, they're loud back there. You guys are loud. I was
right. Shortest email ever by Stello Eccles. He just writes, nigga, Cherokee? And I'm going to give you the shortest answer ever. Yes, nigga. I think we got time for one more.
If we got 5 more like that, we have plenty of time.
Oh, man. Junebug Spade. The Batman. What's up, fellas? Long time no speak. Listen, you got to have a separate email for your day one fans or your regular emailers. I wrote in a few times, but I guess I got lost in the shuffle of the new fans. Anyway, I saw the Batman. Sheesh. That shit was pure ass. The few that wrote in about this, giving it praise, must have saw another movie. I'm a huge Batman fan, and I get that they were going for a different angle, but 3 hours of nothing but whispering and sobbing was draining. I found it very boring and drawn out. Andy said there was a lot of action. Where? There was maybe 3 or 4 action scenes in which was already shown in the trailers. A movie this long needs way more action. I didn't find any character interesting. The acting wasn't bad. I just wasn't into it. The Riddler's motives were weak and predictable. Catwoman was meh. and so was Patterson as Batman. Penguin was the only one who brought any energy. No lie, at least 4 people walked out of the showing that I was in. All the villains in the Dark Knight trilogy brought a sense of danger. Whenever they were on screen, you felt like the stakes were high and some crazy shit was about to happen. I got nothing from anyone in this. I remember when the Joker first came on screen in The Dark Knight, the whole theater gasped, and whenever his scene was done, you would hear someone say, "Oh shit, what happened? Did your balls drop off?" Bane was a menace and brought fear to a scene. I wanted this to be good, but unfortunately, in my opinion, this movie was a dud. That's my take. I'm more interested in Aries' take on this than anything. What happened than anything that happened in the movie. Peace. Telling you, man, the reviews are not great.
No, they're not. But the thing that people are still missing in this, and I think it's important, and I took this in there, especially when I saw it the second time with my son. The second time, I liked it better than I liked it the first. I really didn't like it the first time. I'm going to say that first of all.
Right.
I did say there was some action in it. There is some action in it. It's a 3-hour-long movie. Is it 3 hours of action? No, it's not. But it's supposed to take place in the first few years that this is Batman, is becoming Batman. He isn't Batman yet. He isn't Bruce Wayne yet. He's none of that yet. This is a very close to an origin story without actually giving you the origin again that you can get to. This is the Batman at the beginning. It's the beginning of Batman. So this story hasn't been told, and the characters aren't going to wow you the same way because you're learning about them as they happen. I said so far, no, I didn't say it, and I'm going to keep it until you see it about the Riddler. I'll keep that to myself.
Right. Okay. All right. That's it. There we are. Dude, so you've been watching the Lakers series on HBO?
Yeah, man.
Are you taking notes?
Yeah, it's good, though. It's so good. I'm going to watch it again. I've already watched it. I like it, and I think, what's his name? Who's playing Bus?
Shit. Oh God, I know this nigga's name. Philip.
Philip C. Haas. Philip. Now I'm fucked up. Here, let me just pull.
John C. Reilly. John C. Reilly.
C. Reilly.
C. Reilly.
Let me tell you, he might have lost his friendship with Will Ferrell over this. I'm glad that he lost his.
For real? Like for real?
Oh yeah. There was a big. You don't know this part? I'll tell you this part really quick. Yeah. It was. It got green lighted. I think how it got green light is with Will Ferrell playing Bus.
Right.
But the director never wanted Will Ferrell to play Bus, even though they're friends.
That's a wrong choice.
Yeah, because
that's a wrong choice.
It would have been all comedic, and that's what he was worried about.
Listen. I told you from the beginning. Look-wise, John C. Reilly looks more like Bus. I was worried because he's such a comedic presence.
Yeah.
And that he was going to fuck it up because you couldn't get past. This is John C. Reilly, the goofy comedian. But he looks the part. So if he's playing it down and acting for real and not trying to be funny, he's the guy. Well, Will Ferrell would look like a sketch to me.
But see, Bus was funny. Bus had and at that time period, he captures Bus very well, I think, from what I've seen documented about Bus. And he looks like Bus. And he really put effort into his mouth, everything, like being more Bus-esque. I'm telling you, man, I've watched every episode at least twice so far. There's only 3.
Wow.
I watched them each twice. It's good, man. It really is. It's really good. I don't know if it's going to continue to stay good, but it's really, so far, I think it's good.
How many episodes have you seen?
Just 3.
How many are there?
There's only 3 episodes, once a week. Comes out at 9:00 on Sundays, 9 Eastern.
I wonder how many episodes make up a season.
I don't know. I don't even know. It's been, they've casted it well. They really have done a good job, I think, with the casting.
Right.
So, I've really enjoyed it, and then
and how's Adrian Brody as
just came in on episode 3, and at first you want to go, man, because you see, but
can you get past that nose?
Yeah, you get past it, and you know what's funny, because I think they kind of address it in a weird way. There's a fight in episode 3 Riley gets not a fight, but like a basketball fight.
Right.
Takes one to the nose, and so his nose is all fucked up from the very beginning. And so you get past it because it's fucked up in the beginning. So
right.
But he's doing a pretty good job. I think he's doing a really good job. And then I went back and did like Google searches on some of the things that I didn't know that they're talking about, and they're correct. They're correct. Like Google's and people are writers and people that were close to the Lakers and people who haven't spoken before are saying that this is the truth. So far, it's been pretty accurate.
Wow. Okay. Yeah, I can't wait to see it. I just, like I said, I don't want to.
I don't blame you.
I don't want to eat one chip, man.
I don't blame you because I'm rewatching it because I want more. So waiting until you can get the whole thing is fine.
Wanted to throw this at you since I got you, and I don't want to put you on the spot. But I know that when we get together this weekend in Cincinnati, we're going to have to do a Wednesday episode and what we're going to talk about. And I know you said you've probably seen some of it. Dude, I just finished watching the Genius on Netflix, that 3-part documentary about Kanye West.
Yeah, I watched the first episode. I've watched the first one. That's all I've gotten through so far.
The second one is the best one of the three. I could have done without the third one, but the second one really is where the meat is. And then the video, Ralph McDaniel's Video Music Box, that documentary on Showtime, which is just a one and done. Might want to check those out, maybe dive into those possibly this weekend, because I've already made a ton of notes for the Kanye thing and for the Video Music Box.
Well, Kanye is definitely, I'll have that done because I wanted to watch that anyway. I watched it. I had watched one and then my son came here and he hadn't seen it. So we rewatched one. So that's why I haven't got to two yet.
Well, if need be, the Ralph McDaniels thing is only an hour. I have it on my iPad, so if I'll bring it. So if you want to watch it, maybe.
Okay.
Saturday
Are we cutting
morning.
this out of the podcast, or are you keeping this in the podcast?
No, we can keep it.
Okay,
just let people know what we're gonna do.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, we can keep it. So we'll figure it out. But that's there you go.
This is the teaser, guys. There's the teaser.
Yeah. Because I know, and the reason why I'm saying keep it is because a lot of people were hitting me up about, y'all seen Genius? Y'all seen Genius? And this crazy motherfucker. Kanye, boy.
No, because I watched it and I didn't think you were going to watch it. And then you called me and said you'd start to watch it and you liked it. And I was like, damn, you said you weren't even going to watch it. Because that's why I wasn't rushing through it. I watched the first one.
I checked the first one out and I got hooked.
Yeah.
And the second one, like I said, is the real meat and potatoes. But then that third one was.
What's the third one? Just with today?
Yeah.
The artist?
Yeah, the artist. Okay. Announcements.
Yeah, man, where we're going to be. Let's do this real quick. So you listen to this. We're in Cincinnati. We're there just Friday, Saturday, 4 shows. So if you're out, get out. Then the 31st through the 3rd, we're going to be at Off the Hook in Naples, Florida. Off the Hook Comedy Club. A great restaurant, good club. We can't wait to be there.
Home of the white women, cougar, alligator chest women.
Very interesting crowd that comes out there.
Yes.
Okay. Then so that brings us into April the 3rd. 1st, 2nd, and 3rd is when we're getting Off the Hook. Then April 7th through the 10th, we're going to be at Baltimore Comedy Factory. We're back in the B-More.
Baltimore.
Then the 15th and 16th, we're at Albany Funny Bone. And then the 21st to the 23rd, we're going to be at Skyline Country Club in Appleton, Wisconsin. And then the 29th, 30th, and the 1st will be at Summit City Comedy Club in Fort Wayne. And so that will get us into the beginning of May. I guess we'll leave you there. But you know what? I'll just say May 6th through the 8th, we'll be at the Pittsburgh Improv because we haven't been out there for a while. So,
and if all goes according to plan, I think that June, somewhere in June, is when I may get my Instagram back. If I don't get it back by then I'll probably start up a new one, which I don't want to do, but we'll figure that out.
It'll fill back up fast if you get a new one.
But if people don't know it's me, then how would it though?
Because you won't get a blue check.
Yeah, they might think it's a fan page. So who knows? Spearsburg Pod, Instagram, Spearsburg Pod, Twitter, Spearsburg Pod, Patreon, Spearsburg Pod, YouTube. And you want to email me, AriesSpears45 at Hotmail. All right, coming up. This is Rayshawn Reese. Social media, Instagram, 937 REESEDUDE. It's 937 Reese Dude. Twitter, same thing. 937 REESEDUDE. 937 Reese Dude. Song is called Street Dreamin'. Enjoy.
Thanks for listening to the Spears and Steinberg podcast. If you'd like to know who's responsible for this shit, it was hosted by Aries Spears and Andy Steinberg, produced by Steve Merrick and Anthony Holmes, executive producer, Big Papa, Robert Kelly, and Matt Klein-Schmidt for the Laugh Button podcast. For more information on where to find us, visit SpearsburgPod.com.